Hi everybody! I want to thank you for joining me today. I'm about to get connected with a client and we're going to be exploring a chakra body transformation session. I used to call this a chakra removal session. Chakra removal doesn't actually remove chakras. It encourages the energy bodies to work together within the heart portal. So you'll find if you get a chakra removal session, you're going to be expanding your heart portal energy. And what I also like to do is expand the Soul Star Chakra and Earth Star Chakra and align everything within the spine. So we're centered within our own universe. So that's what I do in chakra removal, what I used to do, and now I call it Chakra Body Transformation. That way nobody feels like anything is being removed, but that they're being transformed through this energy work. And you can have Chakra Body Transformation sessions as often as you want, because fine-tuning your energy field is super phenomenal way to go through life. You don't want to have the restricted energies, the fear-based energies kind of lingering around in there, when we can rub those knots out and have you feeling a lot freer and have your energy flowing a lot more fluidly. So I'm going to go ahead and relax. And this client is open-minded to sharing their session on YouTube. So I want to thank you, the client, for your open-mindedness. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get connected here. Man, I feel like right away, I already feel like something really knotted up in my throat. I also feel kind of an energy tugged down here in the gut region. Let me feel this out. This looks like a flower. It does look like a flower. It looks really squeezed tight, and it's orange in color in places. So let me look at this some more. Man. So as I'm looking at this, there's energy moving around the neck and the lower, the back of the head region here. And as these energies communicate, where they're just venting to me right now, the way that they feel. So we're just going to continue to let this vent and see if we can understand what this is about. All right, so there's anger as well, again, lodged in the throat, and there's something about the emotional gut here too. And I mean, I feel like a geyser or a volcano ready to explode, and that energy is coming from the emotional gut and wanting to go like up through the heart and through the throat and out. But it never really is kind of experienced in the heart so much as the gut, the throat, and it wants to come out, but it's like lodged here. It's lodged here, and then it's lodged in the stomach as well. I'm going to just relax this on down. It's man, this is so loud. This is so loud. That's got to be distracting. And what I'm going to do is just put a hand of light here on your throat, and I'm going to tell your throat, wow, you're doing a really good job. Thank you so much for all that you do. I know this world gets confusing and it's hard, and sometimes energies get stuck. So right now, I just want to thank you for all that you're doing, and we're going to work together here to help wiggle this out, okay? And emotional gut, I'm going to put a hand of light here. When I put my hand of light in, there's like a head, and I'm kind of stroking hair, kind of like a parent's hand on a child's head, and it's orange in here as well. Same color orange as I see in here, and is also in your stomach. It's like a red orange, really intense, very noticeable. So the throat is sending this lodge back down to the stomach, and we're going to focus on reconciling this here in the stomach. Throat's actually relaxing and loosening up quite substantially, and this energy here in the back of the mind, or back of the head, and even in the neck is also starting to relax some too. Still a little bit of tension, but way better. Okay, what are you about, stomach? What we got going on here? Stomach is shy about it. feels kind of like it's stomach's fault, or stomach's not doing all stomach can do. It all comes back onto me, it's all my fault, or I'm not doing something right. But it's horrible. It's a horrible trap to be in, because it cycles a lot of negative energy back into yourself over and over and over and over again. And because it's emotionally related, it's really hard on your digestive region, okay? That's how we digest emotions and we digest food. And that's why we can get butterflies in our stomach. We can feel sick to our stomach when we hear something we really didn't want to hear, because we're digesting emotions. I'm just relaxing it down. There's a lot of information in here, a lot of anger. I hear yelling. I'm just like I'm in a really intense argument. And I don't know that it's necessarily me. Maybe I'm getting yelled at. I hear yelling. And the colors are shifting, and it's much more dark purple. And I keep stroking this child's head, and it's getting creepier and creepier, because it's almost like the hair is it some strange doll? Was it not really alive? It wasn't like a real child. It was just like a creepy doll, and the hairs are starting to kind of fall out. It's falling apart. It's really bothering me. Whatever this is about with this child is really bothering me, and it's creating a lot of overwhelming feelings. And I'm trying to get in to really look at this with more clarity, but I'm not allowed to just see it clearly. I'm only allowed to really touch it and kind of feel this out. And the more I touch it, the more creeped out I get from it. So we just let it be as it is. We just let it be as it is. Orange and purple are really mixing together, but they don't blend. They just are kind of swirled. I tell stomach, you know what? You, my friend, do not need to carry this burden. You don't need to define it as your fault. You don't need to define it as you don't have all the answers in a way that feels negative. It's okay to not have all the answers, actually. That's why we come here, so that we don't have all the answers. So the sooner we can rejoice in that, the easier life really does become. That's hard, though. It is hard. But that's the goal. All right. Stomach, you're loved, you're supported, and you're not alone, okay? You're not alone. I'm putting some rainbow color in here. It needs more friends than just the orange and the purple. It needs some friends. So I'm putting like yellow and green and gold and lots of different colors. Pink. Let's just throw it all in there. Let's put lots of colors in here. It's actually quite soothing to do that, but there's a real lump in here, and it's also starting to tug on the throat again, and it's literally like a rubber ball, a baseball-sized rubber ball is what it feels like texture-wise. It's a sphere. It's got a golden shine to it, but it doesn't feel very good, although it looks pretty. And then the throat here is still kind of got some tension about this. I'm going to step into you fully, okay? So my feet are on your feet, shoulders, and head, and I'm fully merged with you. And I'm just going to send really positive vibes through your whole energy field. You need someone to hold your hand. You ever go through a hard time in life, and if somebody would just hold your hand, just literally just hold your hand, even for like a half hour in silence, but the hand is holding your hand. I don't know what it is, but it can be very powerful. And so I'm holding your hand as a gesture of love and support. And I'm continuing to send really positive energy. And I tell you, you do not have to carry this burden. You really do not have to. And I want you to find the courage to let go of the burden, because it's only your burden if you want to carry it, if you decide that it is yours. Is it your fault? Did you make the mistake? Or was it simply an experience? And now if it was just simply experience, then there's no fault at all. It was just something that happened. And that helps us to feel a lot lighter, helps us to let go of the idea that it's upon us. It's upon us. No. You're the special one. You're the one that didn't do things right, or you didn't know what to do, and it's all your fault, and why can't you figure it out? You know, that we do that. We get in that weird cycle. But no, we just take that lump, and then we just say, I thought it was mine, but it really wasn't. I'm just going to let go of that now and try to remember and acclimate myself to life without the burden. It could feel very freeing if you let it. All right, yeah, you're really talking to me. Boy, how do I describe this? This is a huge communication you're sharing, and it's from head to toe. It looks like a person, and the person has swampy looking materials, like it looks like there's green goo and then leaves, like clumped leaves, and it's from head to toe. It's like you've been hanging out in the swamp, or you've become the swamp. Maybe this isn't you. I need to look at this. Anyway, there's a persona standing here that looks just like this. Ugh. And I'm touching with my hands, and I'm feeling grossed out, and I'm like, ugh, because it does feel that way. Vibrationally, it feels gross. It feels like something you don't want to touch, and you're touching it right now. Like you had to pick up dog poop with your bare hand. It's wrong. It's so wrong. That's what this is like. Ugh. It's all shoved in, and it's gooey, and it's just really gross. Everything's relaxing now. We got that initial venting out. Whew, feels good. Just circulating it some more. Yeah. It's really bothering my hand. It's really bothering my throat. It's just about attachment. It's an attachment. But I'm going to let go because you and I are working together as one. I'm just going to let go. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay with literally anything that is standing before me, no matter how bad it looks. I'm going to be totally okay with it. Because if I'm not okay with it, believe it or not, I become attached to it. When I'm not okay with something, I actually become attached to it. But when I'm okay with it, I'm free. I'm totally free. So being okay with this is going to help. It's going to help. So we got to be okay with whatever is standing in front of us, even if we don't like the way it looks or the way it makes us feel. We got to find a way to come to peace with it, because it's your lesson, right? And if you can come to peace with anything, you're truly your higher self. We're human though, so we got challenges, and that's why we come here, you know? You tell me, no, I can't. I say, okay, I'm going to show you something. I want you, we're going to play a little role playing here. So now it's not you that is standing here looking at that thing. You are that thing looking back at you. Now you're the swamp monster. You're that gross thing. You're that thing you don't like looking at, and you don't like the way it makes you feel. You're that thing. And now you're looking at the part of you that wants nothing to do with the swamp monster version of yourself. I'm allowing you to really feel what it's like to feel this way. And you say, but it isn't me. This isn't me. So I don't have to feel this way because this isn't me. And so we're working together as one here. So I am you, you're me, and we are the swamp monster taking a step towards you standing here, looking back, saying gross, okay? And as we take a step closer and another step closer, you become smaller and smaller, and you're starting to turn into a child, and you're shielding yourself. And the more you do this, you shield yourself and become small, this swamp monster thing starts to like it, starts to feel like it has power over you, starts to feel like it's intimidating and that it can take advantage of you, because you're emotionally threatened, okay? And you're giving your emotions to it, and it's feeding off of your emotions and becoming powerful from it, and you're the one that is becoming weaker from it. And that's not really, you don't need to do that. You can take your emotions back into you and stand your ground. I mean, you really need to stand your ground, because you can stand your ground. You can always stand your ground, always. All right. Anger venting. It's literally coming out, so I'm gonna have to move a little bit. A lot of anger venting. That feels better. I feel like let's pick up some objects and just chuck them, just throw them. I mean, you need to like throw some baseballs, hit some tennis balls. You need to do something, because this needs movement in order to free itself. The anger's kind of lodged, so we're gonna literally throw some baseballs. We're gonna play some tennis. We're gonna hit the volleyball. We're gonna do that because you need it. You need some sort of athletic thing. So we're doing it in your energy field. I'm giving you all the baseballs you need. I'm giving you the bat, and I'm letting you hit them, and it's a crack shot every time, because that feels good, right? It feels good when we can hit the ball as hard as possible and it just goes soaring. Makes us feel powerful. Makes us feel strong. Yeah, that feels good. All right, but now you're using the baseball in anger, not to heal yourself, but to kind of build up the rage. And you want to hit it as hard as possible over and over and over again, as many times as you possibly can. But it's not healing. It's not healing the anger, it's encouraging it. So we're not, this activity is not a healing thing, it's an encouraging thing. So let's try another approach. I'm putting you on a really cozy beach, and we got a really awesome reclining chair, nice umbrella. You're gonna just hang out on your own personal beach, and I want you to just relax. And you say, but I can't get the emotions out here. I can't free myself here. I can't heal here. Because you're carrying so much inside yourself, you need the activity you need to participate in is the one thing you don't want to do. Stand up to the swamp monster, okay? Hitting baseballs isn't working. Throwing them, none of that is working. It's not helping. Going to a peaceful place only encourages you to continue to think about it. So really the only way to get it out is to have those conversations that you don't want to have, okay? You gotta face your fear. You gotta face your fear. Because you also need to get that part of yourself back and then grow from this. Otherwise, if you walk away, if you turn around and walk away from this, you'll always have a part of yourself missing, because you gave it away to the swamp monster, and that will linger. That will. And you'll have to come back in the next lifetime, or who knows how many lifetimes from now, but it will cycle back and you'll be forced to try this again. Okay? And you'll either do it or you won't do it. It's okay. We live in an infinite universe. You can try it 1,000,000 times, and if you still can't do it, you'll just try it 1,000,001 times, So it's okay if you can't do it. But there's a lot of reasons why it's time to just face this thing. Just get it over with. It's not going to be as bad as it might seem. That can be as bad as it might seem. All right, you're quite exhausted. I mean, literally pouring exhaustion out from the face all the way down, literally. I mean, it's like exhaustion is like a liquid pouring out of you and it's all brown. You're doing that. It's exhaustion. Just venting it. Your ears are bothering you about this. Oh, exhausted. I'm exhausted. Okay, I'm just gonna wait a minute. You're still venting out exhaustion. It's almost like you quietly ask if I could help you through this experience. And it's like, of course I can. I can always help you with this experience. The thing is, I'm going to be invisible. So it would be like asking an angel to help you, or a spirit guide, or an alien friend to help support you. But that support will be invisible, but it will be there. Okay? It really will be there. Is that going to be enough? Because in the end, you're the one that's got to do the talking. You're the one that's got to put the step forward. You're the one that's got to do it. Okay, anger again comes actually from the excuse me, from the spine, like the upper part of the spine between the shoulder blades, and it goes whack into the head. Is that just does that, and the anger just comes out. But this is good because this is a lot. This is a lot. So there's going to be more and more pockets we're going to run into. So this is actually getting all that energy junk out so you can feel contained, like more yourself. You feel collected is the best way to put it. You don't feel all of this in contaminated energy bogging you down, okay? So just let that anger still kind of venting out there. You say, help me, in a very tiny voice from deep inside your stomach, and it tries to get to the throat, and it just hangs out in there, and it doesn't actually come out of your mouth. Whatever you got going on, there's something you got to face here. This could be a person. It looks like it's a person, right? But sometimes when I do energy work, it could appear to be a person, but it could be a life circumstance of any kind that feels menacing, like a swamp monster standing before you. It could be literally anything. It could be a conversation with anybody, any situation. It could be a job. It could be literally related to anything that feels like a swamp monster. My spirit guides say, well, could it be that you are dealing with a part of yourself that you don't like? It could potentially be a part of yourself that you don't like. They never tell me. They always give me ideas, and then you have to decide what it all means to you. It's your life. I'm just sharing the perspective of your energy field. They do tell me, though, that whenever there is a swamp monster in your life, the reason why it is there is because it is a reflection of something you're not dealing with inside yourself. So the only way, for instance, the only way a coward will ever become courageous is to face the fear, right? So the coward must face the scary in order for the coward within to become the courageous person. So we always attract a mirror of that which we need to conquer within ourselves. So is it a swamp monster within you? In a way, yes. That's why it looks like that out on the outside. But when you conquer it, you become bright and shiny, and you feel strong. You feel so much stronger, and now that just vanishes, and whatever that was related to in your spiritual atmosphere just vanishes, and now you get to the next level of your soul experience. It's cool. It's really cool. There's always going to be hard parts in the video games. There's going to be hard parts in life too. And when we face those hard parts, we triumph, and then we go to the next experience. Better to face it. You're feeling a lot better. You're really soaking in all this conversation. You're soaking it in. It's really helping your heart. The energy is really flowing quite nicely. I don't feel so much tight clenches. The purple and the orange are disappearing. It's not like primary colors I'm looking at. Energy's flowing better. I feel like I can breathe. I don't feel all this energy contamination. I'm going to start looking at your heart here for a little bit. is this going on in here? Feels like a suitcase full of stuff, but it's open. And if you go into it, you kind of run into a bunch of clothing, but you never get like to the bottom or even through it. And so the suitcase is, I mean, it literally feels like I go into your heart pearl and then I'm like touching a blouse and underwear and socks. And it kind of feels like a weird suitcase that I didn't expect to go in with all this stuff in my way. And I can't seem to get to the bottom of it. You ever have like a purse full of stuff and you're trying to find that thing and it's like everything keeps falling and it's like, where is it? Now I have to take everything out. I can't even get to the bottom of this thing or even get through it. That's literally what it's like. And I say, no. You're planting ideas into your heart and you don't need to do that. And I say, heart, you're doing great. I don't see a suitcase with clothes here because it was all just an illusion. It seemed like it was, it really did, but we were kind of caught up in the experience, and then the experience became like this and started to feel like this, but really it never was actually like this. It was free and clear and full of love, and it was flowing and it was wonderful all along. And they're showing me beautiful waterfalls starting to appear, and they're asking you to walk into the waterfall and experience purification. But it's kind of like magical purification because you're under the waterfall and it's like, ooh, it's cold and tingly, and it's in sort of a remote, super cute, like lots of cute little flowers, but there's also like, wow, like wowzery plants. And I mean, it's awesome. It's just awesome. It's a nature place. And there's beautiful water and it glistens. It's got glittery effect to it, and it's a cool feeling to step into it and to feel so clean and refreshed and all of this beauty around you. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. So you're just, let's see if you can do it. I'm not going to put you in the waterfall. Let's just see if you want to do it. I'm experiencing it for myself, but let's just see if you can do it. I want to just see if you can. You tell me that you're not worthy of it. It's too pristine. It's too healthy or balanced. It's too, so you've been tainted. All right. So if you step in the waterfall, your tainted energies are going to disturb this beautiful place. That's what your deeper self is saying. Okay. I will tell you that venting just sent a lot of energy free, okay, from your heart, from your throat, and from your emotional gut. Because again, it's venting. Maybe you don't feel like you would feel that way at the conscious level, that I would love to have that beautiful waterfall. But life creates, life molds and shapes us, and we have lots of pockets of memories, and deep down inside we can have parts of ourselves that do feel not worthy, and those parts are attracting experiences that continue to encourage us to not feel worthy. So how do we ever get to the waterfall? We have to find those places within us and nurture them, and we have to become the waterfall for ourselves, you know. You tell me that's too hard. I don't know how to become the waterfall for myself. And I said, well, you just start with what you have or what you know, right? Let's just say your hands are water, you know, let's see what happens. You start to kind of become like see-through, and you're kind of like standing water person. It's really weird and cool. Waterfall's still there and everything. It's interesting because it wasn't really meant for you to walk into. It was meant for you to find it within yourself. It was meant, so we're looking at reflection again. The waterfall is not a menacing monster. It's not a swamp monster, but yet the struggle to step into it is there. But then when the menacing swamp monster is there, it feels like it's a real struggle. You know, it feels like a legit, that is hard. But why would it be so hard to step into this purifying waterfall? We're in the energy world, and the deeper parts of you that have been affected by challenge are telling me that we're tainted. So you're going to start feeling purer. You're still like struggling to become the pristine waterfall, but you are expressing yourself as water, and it looks kind of dirty, but it is see-through-y. And I tell you, you're doing an amazing job. All you can do is the best that you can do. Don't you see? And if this is the best you can do, that's fantastic, because you're doing the best you can from your heart. All right? You're trying your best from within your heart. You can only do so good. We just get better with time, you know? And you are starting to kind of turn into just trickling water, and you want to trickle away. And so you're kind of escaping right now. That too is venting. You want some space and some time to be alone with your feelings. I'm going to let that happen. And so, give me a second here. I want to see what the next inspiration is. I'm going to start working on with each individual energy body. I see mental body, so you have third eye, crown, but I call it mental body. So I'm going to go ahead and step into mental body, take a look, and we're going to move mental body into heart. So it starts to feel connected with love. We'll do throat, and all the other energy bodies will move it into heart. And then we'll start working with, continue to move forward. And we'll see if that part of you is ready to return, feeling much more rejuvenated and bright. Letting go of the cycle of choosing to blame yourself. That's really the reason for escape. I am going to escape to be with my dark emotions because I feel bad about being myself. This tainted thing that can do it right. I can't get it right. And so I just want to withdraw. And it's like, why are you being so hard on yourself? Again, you don't have to be. Just let it go. And just see how wonderful you are as you are. Because you're already wonderful. You don't have to try to get to be wonderful. You already are wonderful. Don't put a bar on what is defined as wonderful and then not wonderful. And then you're in the not wonderful category. You're freaking awesome. You are. So, all right, mental body. I'm walking in here. I'm waving. Hello. Wow, it seems really neat and organized. There's a male side and a female side, and it's like the male's on one side, the female. It's actually like kind of a fancy architecturally designed house, like modern, contemporary. Like it's kind of boxy looking. And the man and the woman are both in very professional attire. The woman is more like in a large kitchen that again is contemporary. It looks like a Jetsons movie type living space. There's like a big living room, lots of windows everywhere. And then that's the male side is a living room and the female side is a kitchen. But she's not cooking anything. She's just sort of relaxing in the kitchen and he's relaxing on the couch. But it's all very like George Jetson style. Like it looks space age. It looks contemporary, super modern. This is a big, big deal. Holy smokes. Man, this is hard. Because this is very exhausting. I have to blend these two together. I gotta get the male and female parts to work together. Not to work separately. You just do your thing over there. I'll do my thing over here. And then we work together just fine. We're great. As long as you don't blend with me and I don't blend with you, then we're wonderful. And it's like, no, that's not correct. That's incorrect. That's avoiding. That's a serious avoidance choice right there. We got to merge. I'm actually bringing kitchen into living room into kitchen, and female into male. I'm just merging this all into one space, and I'm actually, the space itself is a part of the consciousness, so I'm merging it all into one form. It's male, and he's thinking really, really hard, and he looks like his head is just an eyeball, and he's sort of like the thinking man, and he's an eyeball. Again, he really reminds me of those escapist feelings, just withdrawing, but it's blaming yourself and staying in a state of self-punishment, blame. It feels like that. And he's kind of connected with this, but I say it's time. And I'm just taking this image of him and I'm just placing it within the heart, and I welcome the heart and this mental body consciousness to greet each other. I will say that feels good. He needs to know that he's not alone and that there is a place called home for him, and it is loving and supportive. His big eyeball starts to cry, and he sort of like opens his arms to be held, to be hugged. And he's just very kind of weak, even like he could collapse. So we just get him cozy in a very comfortable space. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take throat here and place throat into the heart and see what happens. Throat actually coats the entire inside of the heart. It's interesting. Throat is kind of like trying to become the wallpaper. So it doesn't, it's kind of avoiding stomach, actually, for some reason. That's what it feels like. So it's kind of blending in as like wallpaper, and then it tells me that please don't bring stomach in here. So I'm just going to bring stomach in because this has got to be reconciled. Communication is important. We're seeing this. The swamp monster is menacing. It's just the waterfall, and then my love of self, and then we have this couple, the male and the female, communication. It's all about communication. Throat and stomach, communication. Stomach, believe it or not, throat does not want to cross paths with stomach, but the stomach actually feels bad, and feels even worse. It carries even more burden than throat. And throat needs to realize that it actually has the power, and it needs to help stomach. It needs to help stomach because stomach feels beat. Stomach feels really challenged. So throat literally is, just looks like a yellow person. And it's made out of like a yellow paint is what it looks like. And throat goes to stomach, which is showing up as orange. And it doesn't matter the colors, how people say chakras have certain colors. I always see them whatever they choose to reflect as. So throat says I'm yellow, and then stomach says I'm orange. They're actually communicating right now, and they're actually becoming one right now, which is a pretty big deal. They're communicating as one right now. Heart is just sending lots of love and encouragement, while this is taking place. The eyeball is just watching and just soaking up a safe space where it can heal. So that's what's happening so far. So I'm going to go ahead and take sexual body, and we're going to put it into the heart, and we'll see what happens here, okay? It's really quiet. It's like tiptoeing. And it's very strange the way that it moves. Almost moves in little tiny cubes like pixels, and it's at like a super dark purple, almost black, but it's not black, and it's just tiptoeing like pixels moving through a screen. And And suddenly sexual body knows that it doesn't have to hide, and it feels actually good enough. It feels like it's okay. It starts to look at the other mingled parts, the eyeball, the throat and stomach, and then the heart is doing its best to really heal and help everybody to come into balance. And sexual body's like, oh, wow, so I guess I kind of fit in here. That's what it's acting like. We're healing you right now, by the way, so it's about communication. So it just happens to look like this because we're bringing everything into balance. So that's what sexual body's like, and is actually a female, and the female sexual body looks at the male mental body, and the mental body does feel alone, and the sexual body transforms into an actual body, and comes over to sit next to this male, and then she puts her hand on his hand. And she gives him a kiss on the cheek, and she tells him everything is gonna be okay. So she's holding his hand. And he really needed to hear that. Starting to see all the colors relaxing. And everybody's starting to feel a rhythm with each other. And starting to know that everything is gonna be okay. And that they can work together to heal and to solve these problems. They can work together as a team. It's important. I don't feel any withdrawal anymore. I don't feel that at all. That's completely disappeared because we're healing it through integrating everything into the heart, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and check on Earth Star Chakra, Soul Star Chakra. I like to see root because root is so integrated with earth. I like to see root and earth star chakra working together, and then I like to see crown and soul star chakra working together because it's all about earth and sky, earth wisdom, sky wisdom. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to look at root earth star chakra, and I'm going to look at this. It feels kind of left out, like it's kind of looking and seeing all of this taking place in the heart, and it's wondering, well, what about me? And I say, well, that's why I'm here. Would you like to hang out in the heart for a bit? I'm talking to root right now more than earth star chakra. Root says, what is my place? What is my place in this world is what it's like. I say, your place is... What is your place in this world? It's such a weird thing to say. When it's rooted, it's grounding. Your place is to bring balance to literally all the energy bodies. You're grounding them. You're creating stability for all of them. That's your purpose, is to stabilize. Isn't that so important? Root says, what is my purpose with the earth? I say, to absorb wisdom and to share that wisdom with all of the energy bodies. Root says, so I can be a part of earth and a part of the body as well? I say, yes. Root says, okay. Already focused. Root says is like male and female and looks like a red, really intense, fierce ball, and it's going really fast down. Just needed to be reminded of itself. And Earth Star Chakra is just waving at me and keeping an eye on where Root's going. It's funny. Root is definitely going as deep as it possibly can, and I'm going into Earth Star Chakra. So usually I bring them together, but this is what's appropriate here. So I'm going to go and check on Earth Star Chakra. It looks like kind of like an aquarium. And there's a lot of underwater related images here, like coral and the water itself, bubbles, fish. But it's very simple, like a fish tank, not like the big wide ocean. She's been waiting a super long time. She's been waiting a really long time for you to tap into her wisdom. And you're not going there, but she is also saying that this has also something to do with getting the root balanced with its own identity will help them work together to get that wisdom integrated into your divine being. It's almost like you're not working with this part of yourself, which it's okay if you don't know how to, or you didn't know that, there's so many things we don't know or we're not aware of. I don't know why you wouldn't be, but it just so happens that's what this is like. You're hearing all of this, and you're appearing with eyes as a body, and you're looking down, and you see Earth Star Chakra beneath your feet, way down to her. And then root is even further down than that. And you hold the Earth Star Chakra, you actually pick it up and hold it in your hands, and then you close your eyes and you say, Earth Star Chakra, I want you to be a part of my life. And I'm sorry, I just simply wasn't aware. I had no idea. You actually place it in your heart for a period of time to feel the love. This feels amazing. But Earth Star Chakra says, thank you so much. Thank you so much for this. I'm ready to go merge my identity with Mother Earth and to send that information back to you. And now Earth Star Chakra and root are starting to communicate. Earth is sort of like mother, and then root is turning into more like male, and so they're starting to work together as one. This feels super awesome right now. That feels so good. Lots better. All right, so we'll check on crown and soul star chakra and see what that's all about. I'm walking into quite a stunning, there's dark purples here, there's night sky, and there's pure white, kind of, pearl stairs. This is super gorgeous. It looks kind of like, it's a place that could have only been created in heaven. It's really surreal looking. It's very pretty. And the stairs are complex. They almost do not make sense, but they're gorgeous to look at. I'm sort of walking upstairs, but then I'm like, wait, we're more stairs? But where's the actual place where I hang out? Why do I have to keep walking upstairs? This is so weird. I'm actually blending all the stairs together, and I'm merging it and creating an actual hangout space. You need a space to hang out up here. Wow, it feels a lot better. It feels expanded. Doesn't feel like... So these stairs were taking you to places, but they weren't really taking you anywhere but to more stairs and more stairs. And the stairs then were becoming confusing. So your crown and soul star chakra are a bunch of stairs, So we need to create a level space. It feels like cozy. We could get to know this place, we don't have to find anything. It comes to us kind of thing. Or we just are a part of everything. So we just experience everything. There's an angel that comes down. And the angel waves at me. And I go to her. She's wearing a white dress that goes into like a super dark plum color at the bottom. It's so cool looking. She's so nice. She's like the nicest person. She's just like, hi, hello, welcome. But she says it in a way that's just like, wow, you're really nice. She says it hello in like the nicest way. I don't even know how you could say hello in a nicer way, but she does it. She literally does it times 1,000,000. She's the super nicest person ever. she starts to disperse her essence, so she becomes lots of particles, or like stars, like thousands and thousands, millions of them, and then they start to become a part of everything in this space. And she literally is glowing, and the space is glowing. I mean, she's particles. She's like billions of particles. I mean, there's so many here. And everything's starting to swirl. And all of it's turning into a golden light, and it's starting to filter down through the top of your head and down. And it's starting to it's just sort of drain and get soaked up by literally everything. And more of it and more of it is just infinitely being shared with you. And I see Earth and Root hanging out together. They're like male and female intertwined, and they're absorbing. They're like on a vacation of love and Mother Earth, and they're just absorbing this information, and they're just sending it up. It feels so good in here. You're starting to remember who you are, and that you don't have to be weak, or you don't have to fall. You don't have to bend for other people, that you can stand firm in who you are and what it is that you desire in life. And you're starting to realize that energetically in your energy field. You're starting to become aware of that, and everything else is just disappearing. Doesn't need to be there. All right, that's all I can share for this session. This was so cool. You never know what's gonna happen. Give me just a minute. I'm just still kind of in the wavelength of things, so I'm just gonna just disconnect from you and thank you so much for this very lovely experience. This energy work is going to shift some major stuff for you, so take it easy. Let the energy work process, okay? Energy work processes over time because your body has to digest it in all these different places, and it totally re-identifies itself energetically. So you can feel sleepier, so just take it easy, drink water, and as the days pass, you'll start to feel more and more aware, energetically altered, and it's going to feel good. It's going to give you empowerment too, just not by encouraging you to become powerful, by just helping you to remember who you are, and just to encourage you to just simply be yourself, and don't worry about how other people react to that. Just be you. And that's the best that you can ever be, right? Okay. So thank you again, and thanks for sharing this. I know a lot of people are going to appreciate it. And for those of you watching, if any of you are interested in connecting with me one-on-one for a psychic session, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you all, and I wish you all a wonderful day.